Today we got some awesome fishing products. They are very awesome, and some of them I didn't even know they existed. So let's get the show on the road.
On the road again.
Fishing product number one. I don't know if you've seen my video about the bluegill trap that I built. After I built the trap, I made a second video about how to use it. Well, we threw it in the lake, caught lots of bluegills. We actually moved it around and tried different baits.
Turkey leg.
Yep, chunk her on in there. God dang. God. Took her right out of my hand. Our trap got stolen. Our rope's gone. Maybe we didn't see it. Is that where it was?
You hooked it on that tree right there. I tell you what, somebody's getting ready to get some daggum.
Somebody done stole my trap. Who you calling?
911, what's your emergency?
You hooked the clip on that right there. Somebody stole it.
Somebody done stole their dang trap.
I better say it's on YouTube.
Then we found it. It's way over there. We done brought this trap out here so many times. Forgot where we put it. But if you watch that video, then you're gonna need a cooler live well to keep your bluegill in, which I have several videos on. On those live wells, I usually use a bubble box. This is a hush bubble version of their bubble box. I actually made a newer version of the cooler live well, and it turned out pretty dang cool. On that newer version, I actually used a solar panel bubble box, which is pretty state of the art, but I didn't like it. So I ended up going back to the bubble boxes. Then last month, a friend of mine that has a YouTube channel called Hooks and Hammocks, his name is Chris, by the way, but the real star of the show is Telly. We're not gonna talk about that right now. Anyway, Chris said, how about entering the 20th century? And I don't know what he meant by that.
What century are we in?
We're in the 22nd, right?
How do you come up with that?
How did I come up with that?
Yeah, 22nd.
Because it wasn't last century the 21st.
But then he told me they make rechargeable bubble boxes. I don't know how I didn't know that, but I didn't know that. On these bubble boxes, you have to put 2D batteries. And it kind of stinks because they're always going dead. And you have to keep extra batteries in your boat. And then the batteries rust. And it's just a mess. But thanks to Chris, I found out that they make rechargeable bubble boxes. This thing has a clip on the back of it, and it has feet so you can set it down on a solid surface. Instruction says to hold this for 3 seconds. Oh, it works. And it comes mostly charged. That's cool. This thing's blowing out air, so let's see if this thing works. Well, this thing's running, but it's not working. Something ain't right. Okay, so evidently this filter is directional. That's probably what that arrow means on there. I had it installed backwards. Oh, she working now. She is working good now. This thing may work better than my bubble box. Man, I really do like this thing. To cut it off, it says mash it. That was easy. They sell 3 different bubble boxes. One of them's got an 1800 milliamp hour battery and it lasts 50 hours. One of them has a 4000 milliamp hour battery and it lasts 90 hours. The one I bought has an 8000 milliamp hour battery and this is supposed to last 150 hours. This bubble box was like $40 or something like that. But you can buy the cheaper version for like $21, I think. That's not too bad for a rechargeable bubble box. I'll leave a link to this in the description box. I wasn't sent this. I bought it myself. So I can tell you the truth about it. And I think this thing is pretty dang sweet. I'm just saying. Awesome fishing product number 2. I did a video a while back about DIYs or hacks for fishing boats, and I did one about boat trailers. I've even did a hack video about fishing nets. But this next product should really have been on that boat video. You know, that boat video. Because this thing is awesome. It's just a boat paddle, right? And the thing is, every boat needs a paddle on it, just like it needs life preservers, whistles, or horns, or you know, all the safety gear that goes on to boats. It has a little joint right here where you can extend the paddle, which makes this thing shorter so it fits in your boat. It is right at 35 inches, which is not super long. But if you turn this little coupling right here, now you can extend this thing out to a full-size paddle, which you could use to paddle your boat. Now what makes this paddle more awesome than all other paddles, if you leave this ring right here loose, you can pull this handle in and out. And when you do that, just take a listen. It plays music. I'm just kidding, this thing don't play music. This paddle is actually a pump. There's a little slit down here in the bottom, you see it? And up here at the top, this side of the handle has a hole in it. So if you get water inside your boat, you can actually help your bilge pump to get it out of your boat faster. We got all kind of demonstration videos online of this thing working, but I think we ought to try it ourselves. It emptied that bucket out pretty fast. This would be great for small boats without a bilge pump. I'm gonna tell you, this would be great for big boats with a bilge pump, because if you got in trouble, you would have an extra pump on board, and it doubles as a safety paddle. And I'll put a link to this paddle in the description box. This thing is pretty dang cool. Fishing product number 3. Speaking of boat videos, this is something that should be on everybody's boat. These right here are jump starters, and I gotta say, they are pretty cool. They come with their own set of jumper cables that you can plug into this battery. If you hold the power button down, it'll tell you how much jump power you got left, plus it cuts on a flashlight. That way if it's dark, you can see to hook up your jumper cables to your boat battery. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you where they especially come in handy. I mean, you can jump off your car, you can jump off your boat, but something these always come in real handy for is jumping off my lawnmower. Because you know as well as I do, at the beginning of every season, your lawnmower battery's always dead.
This sucker is dead. It's dead. Switch is on, nothing. But what you do is cut your switch on, choke it out, drop the deck.
Now this one right here has a little more power, and it's got a nicer case. This jump starter right here is made for diesel trucks. Still got that flashlight, still got them little ports where you can charge your phone or use it for other things, and you can start an engine with it, like I said. Don't be mistaken, just because this thing's stronger and made for diesel trucks, you can still jump off your boat, jump off your car, jump off your lawnmower. You want me to show you the coolest part about these jump starters? This is my phone. Look at that. This thing ain't that much bigger than my dang cell phone. That right there is crazy. I think these will be an awesome addition to any boat. I will have an Amazon link for both of these chargers in the description box of this video. So go. Awesome fishing product number 4. You know, I was thinking the other day, I wish they made solar power bug zappers. Cause I need one for my backyard. Them mosquitoes drive me crazy. I hate running a drop cord to these things. I went to Walmart, and guess what? They do make solar powered bug zappers. I didn't know that. I've left it sitting out in the sun for a couple of days. I'm gonna cover this up, and it works. Now, if we just had a bug to put in there, this thing is actually pretty dang cool. I mean, you could hang this on your boat. You could take this thing bank fishing and hang it up near your black light. This thing could be over there working its butt off. And you can take the bottom loose and you can dump out your bugs when it fills up. You know what I'm saying? Dang, solar powered bug zapper. Who would have ever thought? That's just crazy and awesome at the same time. Now this last one ain't really a product, but it's kind of like a hack. You'll see. So if you watch my channel a while, then you know that I make dragon weights. I've actually got several different videos on making dragon weights. Even this one here, I made a mold and I pour my own dragon weight. These dragon weights right here were made by FOA Custom Fishing Gear. The reason it's custom fishing gear is because the owner, Freddie, he actually makes everything that he sells by hand himself, except for those scissors right there. I'm pretty sure he don't make those scissors. I I'm pretty sure. Now, Freddie makes some awesome weights. He actually makes his out of stainless steel. I make my weights out of solid core lead, and I have videos on them. Now, the reason I bring Freddie's weights up is because this next hack was actually his idea. Now, these are all solid weights. That means they weigh what they weigh.
Something ain't right.
And I made a peg float video a while back. You may have seen that. If you watch that peg float video, you'll quickly realize that a peg float will pick up your weight. In other words, a peg float has enough buoyancy that that peg float is actually going to pick up your weight just like this.
I done told you to stay out of my pool. Riley, kill. Get your tail back here.
Now, there are companies that puts lead in the bottom of the dragon weights. Then all of this right here, it's just foam. And it's basically designed to help pick up that peg float so it floats higher. Because I think the higher a peg float floats, the easier it is for it to ride over the top of stuff like this. This dragon weight right here is a Dirty South dragon weight. It's actually a really good weight. I don't think it's so much that it's buoyant or the type of weight it has in it. I think this weight works so good because it's so tall. And then this weight being tall, it's easier to go over structure when it hits it. But with any of these dragon weights, the one thing I don't hear anybody talking about is the buoyancy. No matter how much your weight weighs, when you add the buoyancy to it, it actually subtracts to how much the sinker weighs. Now we're gonna run a little test, which was FOA's idea, and we're gonna see how much these weights actually do weigh under the water. So this is a 3-ounce FOA weight. It says it right there on the package, 3 ounces. We're gonna throw it on the scale and see how much it weighs. So the scale says this thing weighs 3.15 ounces. So I've got some water right here. We're gonna take the lid off. Now we got just a container filled with water. And what I'm going to do is tar this out. Now this water's on it and it says 0. We're going to take Freddie's weight and put it in the water. And it still weighs 3.15 ounces. That's exactly what it weighed before. Now this is a dragon weight with buoyancy in it. And it's also a 3-ounce dragon weight. We're going to throw it on the scale. And the scale says it weighs 3.30 ounces. It's not actually a 3.30 ounce dragon weight under the water because it has buoyancy on it. Gotta tar my water out again. Okay, now it's 0. Now we take our weight, put it in the water, and it actually lost 0.10 ounces, 1/10 of an ounce. That's not a lot, really. But the bigger your dragon weight is, the more weight it's going to lose. That's actually really interesting and something that most people don't think about. So we got buoyant dragon weights. We've got non-buoyant dragon weights. We got DIY dragon weights. But no matter which one that you're using, you just need to understand how they work. Well, there you have it. 5 awesome fishing products, and I really believe you're gonna like them. Also, for my regular subscribers, I just wanted to put it out there that I started a new Facebook page, and I'm gonna drop the link in the comment section and pin it to the top so it'll be in the top of the comment sections if you want to go join that page. I'm gonna be putting some stuff on that Facebook page that don't make these videos, if you know what I'm saying. And if you like this video, go check out this video because you're probably gonna like it too. Seriously, go check it out because this video is over.